What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren, along with his fellow co-hosts, Dorian the D.A. Albreton, James the Angry One Warren, Mike Mills, Daryl D-Dubb Warren, and Dan K, the Hockey Dude. This is a real sports podcast for real fans. This is a sports podcast with no hot takes, no narratives, just real, unadulterated sports talk. Please be advised that there may be some colorful and explicit language. The Sports Chasers are the defenders of the fans. Now, here's your host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren!
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. Hey, this is the Sports Chasers Podcast, another Thursday night live and direct, man, where we're here to talk about sports. Nothing but sports, unadulterated sports, no hot takes, none of that stuff, man. Got a lot to get into tonight. Hey, we're going to talk a little NBA basketball. Ryan's back with us, our NBA contributor. He's back with us, so he'll talk a little bit of NBA basketball. You'll have some hockey with yours truly. You'll also have the DA. He'll wrap up the World Baseball Classic. The USA, Team USA lost to Japan the other night, 3-2. We'll have the showdown. Talk about Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout. Let me let the guys in real quick. And we'll also talk D-Dubb. We'll talk about this new CBI tournament. I've never heard of it, but we'll talk about that. Hey, it's the Sweet 16 going on tonight in the NCAA, so we'll talk about that also. And we got we got some other things. Hey, let's meet the crew. Going to left and right on my screen. We got the DA. DA, what's up, brother? How are you tonight, sir? What's going on?
It's grown folks night, over 50 night, but I see we got young Ryan in the building. Ryan in the building. I'm not mad at young Ryan because I'm
48, bro.
You're close, but we got some things to talk about.
Right, I was going to say, who is he talking about?
Well, I was saying, we over 50.
Yeah, Ryan looks like he's young.
Looks like he's 25.
I'm 48, bro.
The 25. That's him, Ryan. If we need someone young to get in the club, we're sending in Ryan. Hey, look, there's a guy in there owe us some money. Bro, your old guys can't go in there. Send Ryan in. Send Ryan in to get them. Because they're not going to think Ryan is 48.
Nah, bro.
Ryan going there dancing, and he's good to go. Yeah. But hey, Ryan, I'm glad to have you, bro, because I got a few items.
Thank you, brother.
I'm not that mad at. Listen. Unlike my other brothers, I am not the hater of the NBA. Believe me when I tell you, it ain't me. It's not me.
Let me properly introduce Ryan. Ryan, our NBA contributor. Ryan, what's up, brother? How are you today, man? What's going on, man?
How you doing, Kev, man? I'm just here in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in South Florida this week. I'm here in Atlanta. Doing some auditions and stuff like that. I do the acting stuff. So doing that. I had a fraternity brother's wedding I was here for. So just in the 8 Cap Alpha side, my brother. Cap Alpha side, the Noops.
You are a stick thrower.
We twirl them canes, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We do cane work.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Shout out to all the Noops. Worldwide, yo, yeah.
No doubt.
We got my man Ryan. Daryl D-Dubb. He'll be with us shortly. He's saying he's having some technical issues. Dan won't be with us tonight. Mike Mills won't be with us tonight, and the Angry One won't be with us tonight. So it'll be us 4. We'll be rocking and rolling, man. So since I got Ryan, I had some things for Ryan. D-Dubb is. Well, I think D-Dubb is good, but we'll get him in. Since we got our NBA contributor, and I had some homework for Ryan to do. I gave him a couple things, and I guess DA has some things because DA missed you last time. I believe DA wasn't on.
Yeah, man. I missed DA.
I know they were, conspiracy theories. You know, dudes are out to get me, slam their car up into me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Trying to get the guard, but I was here anyways. You know what I'm saying? Spirit.
Glad to have you back, brother.
Hey, you know how we do. You know how we do. You know what I'm saying? We not letting them have me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here to win, always winning, never losing, never snoozing. You know how we do, what we do, how we do, when we do it, right? But
hey,
what up, D-Dubb?
I don't know.
He can't hear me. He's stuck.
Okay,
well,
he's stuck.
All right. So these are the things that I wanted to talk about the last time. I know you guys was on that I was not able to get to, right? So one is I don't think that it is a small thing from a historical perspective when we look at the defensive stats from a team perspective, right? And how they've gone down over the last 15 to 20 years, right? Yeah, and I know that, and this is the crazy part where I don't like stats. Like, people use stats for the way they want to use stats, right? So being that between, say, 2000 and now, it may be just, I think it's maybe 3 points. No, it may be a little bit more than that, right? But let's say it's 5 points, right? It's only 5 points. But if it went up 5 points and it works towards whatever you're trying to argue for,
your narrative,
then it's a good thing, right? So, so one of the biggest issues I have is that when folks use these statistics, to tout NBA players and how much better offensive players are today and how much this is happening, they never do both sides of the argument, right? Gotcha. So you can't say that, oh man, the food is better, but there's a better cook too, right? And we clean the plates and pots now, right? So we can't say that, okay, well, we're doing a lot better scoring, right? But also defense is worse, right? We both can be true because of the stats. And yes, these guys can be better at things because they're supposed to be better at things, right? Why would you not be better at dribbling now than Bob Cousy was in
evolution?
Evolution. It happens.
All right.
But the opposite happening from a defensive perspective, I get all these excuses from these other podcasts and shows. Defense is just defense. There's nothing you can change. And they're always going to lose to the offense because it's just the defense. Okay, well, why does that happen in that sport? And I'm gonna go, Kev. I know but this is my biggest pet peeve, and it doesn't go in other sports, right? Because you have like actual legislative things done to increase offense. So it's not an organic thing where offenses were, and I'm not talking about just basketball, football. We're talking about baseball. We're talking about a bunch of sports, where offense is up, defense is down. But it's legislatively.
That's by design.
Yes. That's by design. It's not that these guys are not better.
No.
Per se. They're not bigger, stronger, faster. And that's a fact. Right? Because, factually, the average height of an NBA player is still the same. It's 6'7", 225, 30 pounds. It was that in 1990 something.
Right.
Matter of fact, it's probably more because remember back then there were more centers, big centers in the league than there are now.
The league was dominated by centers most of the time.
So there were more big guys. So the numbers were a lot, So,
right. You always go big. Even in the drafts, you always go big.
So
even till this day. Michael Jordan went third because of Akeem and Sam Bowie. Kevin Durant went number 2 because of Greg Oden. You know what I mean? So you always go big. You always go big. It's still a big man sport.
Yeah, my thing is, and so with that being said, the point I'm getting to with the NBA is, if we're going to talk about stats, let's do it on both sides, right? So let's just not say that guys are better athletes in this, and then you don't play as many games as athletes did back in the days, right? Let's not say we're more offensive and not say that defense itself is worse now than it was back in the days, right? So the NBA, I'm cherry picking from that perspective, but from a statistic perspective, the guys that talk NBA only do one side of the stats argument. So I'm out on that.
I got you. And like I said, it's by design with the rule changes. It's especially the last couple of years, the freedom of movement. I know we touched on that a couple of times. The freedom of movement. You're not allowed to hand check guys, and going to zone. Playing zone now. I'm like, man, we all played on the hard court. And when the team goes zone on, you're like, all right, let's get our shooters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we shoot them out the zone.
So I'll ask you a question. You played ball like high school and
absolutely.
So know you're our age. I don't want to know you are our age.
Yeah.
Could you please?
Yeah, no, in the beginning, Ryan.
No. Can you please elaborate for the youth what hand checking can do to you from you playing offense and the dude's actually hand checking you, how that can change what you're doing? Because that's nothing. That's nothing. Oh, it's gotta be something.
No, yeah, and that's why they gradually change the rules because as you guys remember the Pistons, the New York Knicks. I mean, Ron Harper was the best at it. I mean, excuse me, not Ron Harper, Derek Harper. When you guys had the Knicks,
right?
Derek Harper, you can literally with hand checking control a player to where you want him to go, and that was his only offense. You can control a guy. They have that Charles Barkley 5-second back down rule where you just can't dribble the ball and back. They changed that. So. Yeah, so hand checking is definitely a part of the game where they took away from from defenders that just boosted the stat line. I mean, let's be honest. Even like up to a couple of years ago, when Harden was going on that crazy that crazy run. I think he scored at least 30 points on every team in the season. And now you look at that, be like, okay, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Now it doesn't even look that good because you see what I'm saying? Because now they're by design, now there's no more take fouls. Like we discussed take fouls. So now there's more fast breaks. You get technical and the ball back if you try to stop a fast break. So yeah, so it's I equate it to like the home run derby in baseball. Right. They Major League knew what they were doing. They juiced the balls. Because there was nobody in the stands, and they juiced the balls up. So and then they want to be hypocrites about it. And then when the bleep hit the fan, now they want to be like, oh, okay, let's not let Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame or Sammy Sosa or Mark McGwire. These guys were already great. I know we're going a little bit off topic, but yeah, it's like you said, it's by design. It's by design to inflate the stats. Also, I think the European style of game also helped, especially when you take away hand checking.
Yes.
And the evolution of the European players coming over, they don't play as they don't play as physical. Although they do say it's now the European game is more physical than the NBA game that they're saying now.
Yeah, well, at least they move more.
Right.
They're more Richard Hamilton guys moving out the ball rather than
cutting off the ball. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you still see that with teams like Golden State. They're running off screens all the time. That's why they're so hard to guard. Whereas then you have a lot of teams that's ISO heavy, pick and roll heavy, and that's all. And that's basically all NBA offense is now. It's just a high ball screen up top, pick and roll, and then your big man dives to the basket, catches a lob, or you have a guy who can pop out.
Which is why it's amazing to me, Ryan, that I'm still not sure how they can't defend.
Yeah, but I understand your quarrel, man. I definitely understand where you're coming from with that. And
So playoffs coming up.
Yeah.
What do you see? Who do you see and why? Like Are they selling us something on ESPN when they're talking about the Lakers are on their way back up to the? Are they selling us something, man? Are these dudes really gonna? Are they gonna make the play, or are they just not gonna make shit? Like, I'm sorry, Miss Ma'am, Mrs. Warren, but it may not be good for me.
Yeah, listen, I like what the Lakers did at the trade deadline, getting D'Angelo Russell, and getting those players in there where they kind of made their team up. You know what I mean? Where build a team up where now they have shooters. When they had Russ, they didn't really have shooters. They got Vanderbilt to play. He's a great defensive wing, so that can play all those small forwards. The Kawhis, the Paul Georges, and things of that nature. So I like what they did, but look, they can make as many trades as they want to make. The key to the Lakers is Anthony Davis. Period. If he doesn't show up, they're not going to win. They're going to be. They might be one and done in the playoff the play-in tournament. So it's all on Anthony Davis. Now I will say this: there's no great team in the West. I think the great teams, to be honest with you, are in the East.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
There's no great teams to me in the West. The West could be had, man, and that's why you see the Pelicans start. Normally the Pelicans would have shut down Zion, but because they're right there in the mix, they're like, look, man, we can. Whoever gets hot or go on a run. I mean, seriously, do you believe in Denver? I don't.
No.
Do you believe in Memphis? They don't have Adams. All right. They don't have Adams. They just lost their the guy to an Achilles injury.
The big guy that was his backup. Yep.
Exactly. They lost him, so they don't have the depth. The stuff that's going on.
Paul George just went down.
Paul George just went down. LeBron is out. There's so many question marks in the West.
It's funny because you say that, right? So, because I'm gonna let you know up front, man. I'm a Joel Embiid dude. I
love Joel Embiid.
I think the joke has been a joke, and whenever my man Joel plays him, he exposes them. But that said, Denver is actually on paper a pretty deep team, but they remind me of an old team back in the days that got a lot of nice guys, but there's only one or two guys. And since my man from Canada came back, he's not the same killer that he used to be. Like
he's getting that back though. He's getting that back.
They're gonna need it because they don't have that. They need that 30-point guy because it's only him and Joker. No one else on that team is willing to be that anymore. So and I will say this about Denver: they are getting close to being that, even though I don't really believe in Murray. Because Murray, he left the playoffs. Was it last year or with the and he sat out all of last year, and we all know. We all know when it comes to those type of injuries, where it's Achilles, ACLs. All right, it'll take you a year to get back. But then it's going to take you another year to get back to who you were. So that's 2 years. And I see that he's getting the confidence in his leg back. And, he's scoring. Yeah. But remember, that dude was at the same level as Buddy from Cleveland, Spider Mitchell. Spider was back to back on that thing there, boy. In the bubble. And when they were in the bubble.
Yes, sir. He had back-to-back 50 games. Remember? Yeah. So then, and now you have Porter Jr. Okay, Michael Porter Jr. So he's a key cog because you don't want what's the guy they traded for from Orlando, the dunk contest guy.
Come on, man! Don't disrespect my man Gordon. All right,
Gordon. Yeah, Aaron Gordon
down in the air and dunked the ball. They took 3 dunk contests from him. No, 2. They took.
That was. I don't care what anybody said. That was the greatest dunk I've ever seen when he sat in the air.
Come on.
And just sat in the air. He's not flying through the air. He's sitting in the air. So
me and Ryan going out for drinks, y'all, after this.
Yeah. So what happens with that when Porter was out and Murray was out, they depended on Gordon to score. That's not his game. His game is to catch alley-oops, defend, get the dirty points, clear the backboard. Right. So now when he's your fourth option, now you got something.
Now you're good. Yeah.
Now you're good. So it's if Murray can stay healthy and get back to form, and then Porter can stay healthy and be that third option, I think Denver has something. I
agree with you. It's funny you say that.
Right. And not only that too. They'll be the number one seed. So now everybody's got to come to them in that high altitude in Denver. So.
It's funny you say that because I always say what we always say with the Knicks. Like we like Julius Randle, but I always say to folks, man, listen, Julius is not. If he's your number one option, you're a good team. If he's your number three option, you're a championship team. Like
absolutely,
Julius Randle's not supposed to be your number one option. So I got you. Like
I don't even think
he shouldn't be number one. Yeah,
right.
Got you. I understand where you're at because I believe that for a lot of teams, and that's probably where things kind of break down. Like even with the Sixers, like it's good that James Harden is the 3 and Maxey is 2 and Embiid is 1. Because if it was Harden number 2, you're not a championship team.
Right, and because now you have Harden basically playing the point, so he reinvented his game. I give credit to Harden. He reinvented his game. I mean, he always got a lot of assists in Houston and scored the basketball at a high clip, but they always said it was because he always dominated the ball. So in Philly, obviously Joel's the number one, clear cut, number one. So you're gonna get him the ball. But Harden is so good at picking his spots, and he's such a great passer, man. A lot of people don't know, man. Harden's an awesome passer. Great vision. Yeah, great vision. He's a point guard. That was no coincidence when he went to the Nets and Kyrie came out and said, "Look, you are the point guard." Period. So he can, and also too, remember when he played with OKC in his first couple of years when they went to the championship, when he came off the bench and in the fourth quarter he was running point guard, and it wasn't Russell Westbrook, it was Harden running the point.
I think it was a point at Arizona State too, but
absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So,
I definitely, that's a great point. I didn't he's really good at, and I think his intelligence, man. And I didn't think of him. I thought he was just a scorer, but something you just said was that with him, he can tell like when it's those spots that I need to get 6 straight points. Right.
And he can exactly. He can still get to the basket. He can still draw those fouls. And the good thing with Philly, what I like about Philly, they get into the bonus quick. Joel leads the league in free throw shooting. I think Harden is number 3. So they're getting to the bonus really quick into the quarter. So that's very effective. So we'll see what happens.
Let me ask you this, Ryan. So I asked you this morning. You asked me a couple of things I want you to talk about. Yeah. That game last night with the Mavs and the Warriors, that at the end of the game. Go ahead and elaborate to our people about that.
Okay. Yeah. So what happened was, right? They the officials ruled it was a dead ball. It was a dead ball. It was Golden State's ball, right? And then they whistled for the timeout, and it looked like they pointed the wrong way, but they were saying it was Golden State ball. But the Dallas Mavericks saw them point the other way, so they assumed that it was their ball. So they went down court. They went down court, all right, and thinking, okay, we're going to, it's our ball, so we got to go down court. So and I don't blame the players because the refs have a job. Look, if you see any confusion, obviously they're confused. And Golden State came out and said, "Oh, we knew it was our ball." Okay, fine. But as a referee, if you notice that another team think it's their ball, all you gotta do is stop and let them be like, "Hey, no, it's their ball," and let them set up. You just don't hand the ball to Golden State and then just give them an easy 2 points. And I don't know if you, and I don't know if you know, and then you saw Luka in the game saying, oh, he was doing like the money sign, like the rep, like the refs was was paid off, but
Look, man, he's from Europe, where there's always a bribe, but the reality is, I'm with you, and Kevin knows on my expose I'm writing about the fans is, come on, man. Like, the reality is, you're right? Like, listen, how much time does it take for you to say, guys? Because the reality is, you can't say you wouldn't do it in another situation. Like, so if referees never did that, then fine. But we watch referees do that all the time. Mm-hmm. So when folks say, man, this shit looks fixed, you can't be mad at them.
Right. Especially when you have your star player doing the money sign, like, man,
you already know.
So let me interject, because I was watching this and I was like, this is some nonsense that's going on. Like you said, the referees are there to keep order also, right?
That's all they have to do.
Indeed.
Yeah.
If you keep order and give them, be like, hey guys, I see y'all down there. Let's set up. Okay, let's set up. Hey, y'all know they got the ball, or whatever the case may be.
That's it.
Let them set up. But that was Fugazi what happened. And as DA just alluded to, that leads people to thinking that this stuff is fixed. And it's not right. Now, yes, because the Warriors have sucked this year on the road, right? I think they've won like 8 or 9 games, lost like 11 in a row on the road. They have the second worst road record to the only the Houston Rockets have the one.
They're 9-29. Yeah, 9-29 away from the chase or whatever that.
And they just won the last 2 against Houston and against that game against Dallas. So
sorry.
Yeah,
and Luka's gonna get fined for that shit. Yeah, you cannot have your star player talking about the game is fixed and giving up the
money sign,
the payolas money sign. We know what time it is, D. Don't start. But I'm just saying.
Remember with Johnny Mills?
Yeah, Johnny. You can't have that, man. You cannot have that because
I'm getting money. And Luka is saying they get money.
Yeah.
And not only that, just to piggyback on the point of games being fixed and that nature. Now it's even more eyeballs on the game, because now what do you have? We have the sports gambling that's in law. Now everybody, you can sports gamble. Not every state has it, but now you have sports gambling out there. So if there's any
it's the worst thing that ever happened, though.
And I'm gonna say what Daryl and Kevin want to say.
Yeah.
But you know me, I'm the DA, so I fucking say it.
Say it, DA.
Because the NBA want LeBron in, so they want everybody else in the West to lose. We've seen this before. We didn't watch this before.
You know what's funny?
When they did this thing with Zion to start the whole thing.
Playing
thing, dog. Like, come on, man.
Paul
George goes down. This and here comes the Lakers.
He starts shuffling in the back. Yo, we need you to get up.
You know what's fun? You know what's funny about the playing thing? When it first came out, LeBron hated it because he was like the 8th seed. He hated it. He's like, oh, and now all of a sudden, like, okay, we got the playing. But like I said, DA, last time we were talking about it, you weren't here. I was a fan of the play-in, but now I feel like it just waters down the regular season even more. Where
we knew he would come around.
Yeah. It's only man time.
You know what? My thing is not so much about basketball, Ryan, because we're here. We're fans of sports. Like, for real, for me, it's like, listen. When the fuck is this basketball thing going to be over? Are we going to play this till July? Like, doesn't baseball supposed to have their time? Like, come on, man. If we start the play in and then the play off and the play out, listen. First off, we need to go back to 5 games. Not every series, but scarcity brings intensity. When you have scarcity
you mean
of games,
the first round go back to 5?
Yeah. Because
first round should be 5.
5 games first round.
Because when you have
first round
scarcity and there are not a lot of games, intensity ratchets up.
Absolutely, but the reason. Absolutely, but the reason I remember when they had the 5 games series, but the reason why they stopped that is because there were so many upsets that was happening.
Oh no, Ryan! They had the remember. I mean, we remember the one with Mutombo, right?
The Kembe, yeah.
Denver won. Oh
no! Yeah.
Robert Pack.
Who they knocked out Seattle that year?
Hey,
Seattle, be better.
Yeah.
Mahmoud. He don't even, that damn Muslim. He don't even look at the flag. Oh boy! Oh, they didn't want them in there. God, you got the African, Robert Pack, and the Muslim. So they said, "Oh no,
DA, stay focused."
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. But no, go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah.
No, so you're saying they was going to? That's why they went to 7 games.
Yeah, because there were they were having a lot of upsets.
Right.
Of that nature. So, and then it's money, man. It's more games.
Yeah, of course.
More games. Everybody love. There's no better word in sports than Game 7. Game 7. Something about Game 7. You know what I mean? So
you don't lose no Game 7s, and then don't nobody want to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan, anything else before we move on?
Yeah, let's talk about the Ja Morant situation. So Ja came back last night.
17 points off the bench.
He came off the bench against my Rockets, who are looking good, by the way. They're looking a lot better. They play hard, man. They play hard. But so Ja came off the bench, like you said, 17 points. He looked good. And I don't know if you guys noticed the shirts that his family was wearing. Did y'all notice that?
It said something. Go ahead, but what did it say again?
I think it said redemption. Redemption. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Redemption. I'm like,
redemption from what?
Exactly. Like my point is, okay. My point is this.
Oh my God.
All right. What's the redemption? I mean, it's not like he didn't do any. He put himself in that predicament. You know. You know. So they need to stop. They need to stop enabling him and tell him straight.
We need to take the binky out of everybody's mouth. And I've been saying this from day one. Look, so he did it. Wasn't a good look. Could have killed himself, could have killed others. That did not happen.
Right.
Young, you got a chance to get your life right and do what you need to do. This is not something we needed to talk about more than 2 or 3 weeks. Back in the days, either you're out or you're not out.
Right.
Like, what do we listen? But next year does he have to write a paper next season about what happened this season for people to?
I will not carry a gun to strip club. No
100 times. D, did you write it 100 times? Because I saw 85. Because dog, at the end of the day, it's over.
Right.
Let's move on. He's a grown ass. Because the thing is this is what we
understand
is that as a grown ass man, if he does not go to doing better with his life, and next time he gets locked up for it or does something else, that's your effing fault. And I'm gone. Bye.
Right.
Why are we doing anything other than that? Come on, man. We can't hold this man's hands till he's 40. Can we?
Nope. Ain't nobody do it for you.
Ain't nobody do it for me.
Nope. I'll interject real quick. We had a very spirited conversation via text. They called me the ruler this morning, or a bunch of things, because I say if I was the NBA commissioner, I'd do this, that, and the other. And he's a kid. And yeah, I did see the redemption thing. I was like, what are we doing, man? But listen, to end it all, I just wish that he learns from his mistake. Let's move forward. And if he does the thing again, he hasn't learned. But I pray that him and his camp get their stuff together and they just move forward and just focus on basketball and don't lose out on a greatest opportunity. Dude, you're making life-changing money, generational money for your kids, and kids. So let the good times roll and do what you're supposed to do and act accordingly. That's all I want the dude to do.
Right, and there's people that's just waiting for him to mess up so they can just take that from him. And so
every day,
he has to tighten up.
Got to be smart.
He has to tighten up, man. Let's tighten up and be smart.
But between us four, isn't that a grown man thing? When we messed up, your pops said, "Yo, man, you better tighten up."
But that's the thing. They're saying that he's not getting that from his pops.
Man, listen.
Hold on, real quick. Yeah, what I hear is that his pops is more like his best friend. You know what I mean? Like, he always has to be at the front row at every game, even the away games. I even heard that he flies on the plane with the team to the away games. That's crazy.
Ryan, listen, man. I told the boys here because my son played D1 ball, right? So we came up the whole time, and I said there's a lot of time where dudes end up being more fans than fathers.
Right.
And I've watched dudes turn into fans that were fathers. Yeah. One of my best friends in the world, his son is nice. And Big Jesse, I'm going to say Big Jesse Eddie, big up to you because you always remain the father to Jarrell and Jason. And you always, when something was wrong, you told them. Whether they listen or not, you put that thing down with your ring down, right? Because you were who you were and, you are who you are as a man. And I always respect that.
Right.
But the point is, listen, man, that's okay. Somebody got to be the adult in it. Because we always say it. There's always an adult in the room.
Right.
Somebody got to be that guy.
Or there should be.
And if there ain't, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Right? Because it's not up to Daryl to be Ja's adult. Right? It's not up for you to be. He got his own crew, as Kevin says. And the hope is that at some point in time,
get it together.
And I'm not saying that his crew is bad.
Nope.
Because they may have been saying, why you do that? Why you do that?
Correct.
And he's going to do what he's going to do anyway. Right. In which case, then next year he'll be Plaxico Burris and he shoots himself next year.
So
and then self-correcting problem.
So Plaxico actually reached out to him.
Really?
In his camp. Yes, he did. And he even said it on I think Plaxico has a podcast. So he said, hey, bro, I'm trying to reach out to you, just let you know these pitfalls of doing that. And I'll just end it. Like I said, I just want the dude to just play basketball, focus on basketball, and don't mess up a opportunity that a lot don't get at talent, because you have a wonderful talent. You can play basketball and you play it very gracefully, and you're damn good at it, bro. So John Morant, I'm pulling for you, bro, and make sure do your thing, man. Ryan, anything else before we switch gears?
No, just to answer DA's question, who I would pick right now in the Western Conference. Man, something tells me, man, these boys are going back to the finals, man. The Golden State Warriors.
The team that can't win on the road, well, they're gonna have to win on the road then, because
Well, the only negative thing though, I don't know what's going on with Wiggins.
Right.
Yeah, I know he has some family problems. Family issues.
I heard that what it was, Kev. I heard that what it was.
Well, I'm okay. I'm glad.
God bless him.
Yeah.
Because
God bless him and his family, whatever the case is.
I heard that I heard that was not what it was.
Oh, I'm happy about that. So, but yeah, if he's not there, it's gonna be tough. But it just seems like it's just all it's all just gelling for them again. Because if they're at number 6, they're gonna have an easy path. They're gonna be able to play Sacramento in the first round, because Sacramento's gonna be number 3. I mean, they have no playoff experience. I like them too, but there's no playoff experience there.
Okay, I got you. Okay, I thought you was doing some shade, but
I like them. I like them maybe a year or 2 away when they get some playoff experience, but they're not going to beat Golden State in the series, man.
No.
Who's that?
Golden State and Sac. They're not going to beat Golden State. Golden State's going to get all the calls. That's first and foremost.
Oh yeah.
And
true that.
And they just don't have the playoff experience.
Right.
So oh man, and then like with all the injuries, Durant's out. When is Durant coming back? They still got to mesh and gel with each other. So it's so wide open, man. So, but
these guys spend $1 million on their bodies a year.
No.
Hey, Kev, I'm doing your thing for you.
Thank you.
These guys have spent $1 billion on their bodies every year. These guys are better. What you got to say to that, Ryan?
You don't
that's true. Listen, man. They ain't put it like this. They ain't make them like they used to. They ain't make them like they used to, man.
That's funny.
This is the truth.
Yeah. Get you on that one, brother.
Ryan, you gonna hang out for us a little bit? We'll talk a little bit.
Yeah, hang out. Absolutely, man.
Thank you, man.
All right.
He is Ryan D'Souza with NBA basketball. We talk 40 minutes of NBA basketball, man. That's all right, man. That's all right. Let me move on real quickly to the National Hockey League. I'm going to do hockey for Dan here for the next couple of minutes. Let me just take this thing off the screen here, because let me take this thing off the screen. Nope, no part shot. So on last night, the Connor McDavid scored his 60th goal of the season. If hockey enthusiast, if you wasn't watching, according to Yahoo Sports, I saw it live. Edmonton Oilers captain Connor McDavid scored his 60th goal of the 2022-23 season against the Arizona Coyotes at Rogers Place in Edmonton on Wednesday night. McDavid is only the second player to reach the milestone since 2012 and the first Oiler to do it since Wayne Gretzky in 1986 and 87. In true McDavid fashion, number 97 added some dramatics to the milestone, becoming the first player in the NHL history to score his 60th goal in overtime. If anybody saw this, he was actually on the breakaway the first time around. He got beat by the goalie, then he came back around, got another breakaway, and was able to score his 60th goal. Connor McDavid, if you're a hockey enthusiast, he's a bad dude, man. He's definitely a bad dude when it comes to hockey. So look for that. Tonight, Carolina's beating the Rangers. My Rangers 1-0. Boston is beating Montreal 3-1. Florida is losing to Toronto 3-1. Seattle is beating Nashville 1-0. Ottawa's beating Tampa Bay 2-0. And what else would we have here as far as the news here? I'm sorry. As I'm going through this, they didn't leave me too many notes, but we'll work through it. But that was pretty much when it comes to let me give you the standings here. With about 12 games to go in the hockey standing. Boston still 54-11. They have
hanging strong.
They have 113 points. Carolina is second distance behind them. They're 46-15 and 8. They have 100 points. New Jersey, who's been balling. Well, I don't even call it balling. Well, yeah, we said pucking, but we didn't think that was a good thing to say. 45-18. They've been rolling. All right, we'll just say that. How about that? 8 points. Then you got Toronto. Toronto is 42-19 with 93 points. The Rangers with 92 points. Tampa Bay 90. I don't know why that did that, but
Islanders were 80.
Yeah. Islanders were 82, 82,
yeah.
and the Pitt Panthers, did I say Panthers? The Pittsburgh Penguins. Dan said to me Dan said to me early this morning, he said he don't think they're gonna mess around and not gonna get in. He thinks Florida or Washington will probably sneak in because their defense stinks. And I was watching, Pittsburgh was playing the Rangers Sunday.
That's what I'm saying. It could be the Rangers ass whipping that they gave them. That's probably
they put
them over.
They put a 7 spot. The Rangers put a 7 spot on the Penguins, man. The shutout, man. So yeah. So like I said, Florida and Washington is bringing up and in the West, you got Vegas, the Kings, you got Dallas, Minnesota, Edmonton, the Avalanche, Edmonton, the Stanley Cup champs, the Avalanche, Seattle, and Winnipeg. They all rounding up the 8 spots in the Western Conference. And like I said, there's should be about 8 to 9 games to go in the hockey season. Not 8 to 9 games, about 10 to 12. And it's down the stretch as they go, right?
We winding it down.
Man. So it should be very interesting to see the rest of the hockey season wind down, man. So that's all I got for hockey right now. We're going to turn it over to the DA for the WBT the World Baseball Classic,
which was fantastic, by the way.
That was awesome.
DA, I'm giving you fair warning. Leave that guy alone, okay? Yes. I should have told you that earlier today. Okay, leave that man alone. All right. But listen, let me go back because I've been kind of agitating and egging you on all week by sending you this dude stuff. Anyway,
set it up, Kev. Set it up.
You set it up, and I won't have to say nothing.
Okay, I'll set it up. So there's a sports personality in New York. He's been really hating on the WBC, and I don't know why, man. He's saying he's calling it the World Baseball Classic, and I mean, I don't understand, right? For like DA said last week, for the love of the country, right? And you're seeing the enthusiasm, in the stands, and he's like, "Oh man, I don't know why we're doing that." And then, said player Diaz gets hurt, unfortunately, right? But Diaz could have got hurt in spring training, and like D-Dubb said, Mario Rivera got hurt. Remember that time Rivera got hurt? Shagging fly balls in the outfield.
Yeah,
things happen. Can't live your life in a bubble. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, Team USA also broke Altuve's finger, man, for my Astros. He's out 2 months. Fuck the guy,
right? So anyway, I've been sending DA a lot of stuff what this guy's been saying, and I just don't understand. They should play. If they're really about it, they should play the World Baseball Classic after the season, and then if they should put a stipulation that they shouldn't get paid if they want to play. Go ahead, DA. Go ahead.
Look, man.
Digging in somebody's
as far
pocket.
as that dude, man. This is my issue, and I'm an American. That's what I am. I don't think we should get locked up so much, because this is what this turns into from this guy, and this is what it looks like, is that the ugly white Americans, and I said it because it's a white guy who's saying it, and the rest of the world is like, well, why do we have to wait till your season's over? Because we have a season here in DR, we have a season in Japan, we have a season in Korea. So what about when our season's over? You guys play it then, right? Why not that? What makes you say it should happen after MLB? Because what the World Baseball Classic is shining a light on is real simple. The world champion in baseball is not the World Series winner, because they don't play the world. In this case, in this tournament, you're actually playing the world. And if you're looking for the emotion of players and fans, all you had to do was watch. And you know what, guy who you are, if you're that mad about how enthusiastic the folks in Japan were, or even the folks in Florida were, from different countries watching the game, then maybe you need to get more of your boys to go to the games and be enthusiastic, rather than, August 15th, 2 in the afternoon, A's against, Cardinals in the league game, nobody's there, right? So instead of, always saying, oh, do this, do that, how about you guys just do better here, and then you wouldn't have these issues, right? And two, in 10 years, the World Baseball Classic is going to take over for the World Series if Americans don't get behind baseball here. Because, again, Shohei Ohtani, he looked to be excited to play with the Japanese team. Why? Because it was like him playing with his boys he grew up with. Because he was playing with his boys he grew up with. The Dominican team, why they play so hard together? The Puerto Rican team, why they play so hard together? Because those are the dudes they grew up playing with.
Only makes sense to me.
Period.
Yeah.
Those are your boys, right? DR is not but so big, man. Will you think these guys don't know each other?
Yeah, it was like
Go ahead, Ryan.
It was like I got the feel. It was like the baseball World Cup. That's the feel I got from it. It was awesome, man.
Yes,
100%.
Which goes back to these all boys playing with each other. So like you're playing baseball with your friends against other dudes, which is all baseball is, all any sport is. When you boil it down, is you are with your crew playing against another crew.
Yeah,
that's it.
Right
now, as far as not paying or whatnot, guess what? Mbappe makes probably more money than anybody in the MLB per year. If you take, euros against dollars. The reality is that they don't make them sign anything overseas to play the World Cup, which is far bigger than both the World Series in baseball or the World Baseball Classic together. The World Cup is bigger than both.
Oh my gosh.
And they don't make anybody pay anything. You don't have to sign anything to play for your country because it's your country.
Yeah. Also like what Trout said. Mike Trout said, he's like, this is the biggest game of the game, when against Japan. He's like, this is the biggest game in my life. He's like, sign me up for next time.
So listen to that, Ryan. So like I said, some of the prognosticators and some of the negative people were saying they didn't like that Trout said that because, you're showing all this emotion for this, and what do you do during 162 games?
That's the problem. 162 games. Too long. And we've been saying that for quite some time, but they don't want to hear it. I think this WBC was the best thing that happened in baseball. Give it a shot in the arm, possibly get some people coming over to get excited about the upcoming season for MLB 2023. I don't understand what is so bad, especially with a sport that's is having a hard time getting people to the sport.
My guy got hurt. That is what's bad about this. He got hurt.
Bro, so did Hoskins, and he was playing the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, hey, listen, my guy,
and he's out.
My guy.
Right?
Hey, my guy is there's a whole.
So what are we talking?
There are teams all over the place, though. Like
teams all over the place getting hurt. People get hurt every day.
How many guys got hurt today in spring training?
That's right.
Right.
So I mean, I don't understand this. Y'all just hating, and then the joy that I seen Ohtani. That was Japan. Yo, shout outs to them. The class, the baseball classic was great. The World Baseball Classic was fantastic.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Now, would they have a different reaction if USA would have won?
Boy, that's all they want.
I don't think so. I think these guys just these people are just hating for real. I don't believe it, even if they won.
I think yes, but I think it would be tempered because USA. And I ain't got nothing against my country, but I'm saying, dog, listen, get better. That's what USA is about. Listen, if you're not the best, if your product doesn't sell the best, make your product.
We'll come back tomorrow.
Sell.
Right.
Yeah, you'll come back tomorrow.
That's all.
That's what you do.
That is it. No more.
You try it again.
Yeah. That's it. It's not that crazy. But again, so Japan won. I think it's unfortunate. It's not unfortunate. I thought maybe there may be another unicorn on the Japanese team that pitches and hits, and there may be. They just didn't use their players that way because I don't think they want to lose their next Ohtani. Because I still believe that in other countries, and I know for a fact it's true, that guys pitch and hit professionally in other countries. Whereas they don't do that in America except for Shohei or in the National League back in a few years ago, where the pitchers really didn't hit unless he was my boy.
Don't worry, DA. That's going to come back. That's going to come back where no longer we going to allow these pitches that we only going to do 4 innings. Oh no, and you getting a bag of money.
Well, or they're going to start having to pay you $50 million a year, which they also don't want to do. Because Shohei Ohtani is going to get $50 million a year.
I hope Shohei breaks the bank.
Bro, they said there was a rumor I was reading that he might negotiate 2 contracts where he's a hitter and a pitcher.
Why not?
That's right.
Yo, all in their asses.
Yep.
Can you believe that? That's crazy.
Hey,
that's amazing. He deserves it because he's great at both. He's like, no, I get 2 contracts. You negotiate as a pitcher and a hitter.
And not only that is he great at both. He decided to, you know what? I could do both. Why not do both? Yeah. I could do it. I'm physically able to do that.
And I'm pretty sure somebody in the Angels like, we don't do that here in America.
That's what I'm saying, D. Somebody said, yo, bro, don't be doing that.
We don't do that here. We
don't do that here.
You just do what you do.
You know, there's somebody at the water cooler. Yo, show how. Yeah.
You choose which one.
We don't do that here.
And he said, you know what? Y'all choose. And he went out there and pitched and struck everybody out.
Yep.
Remember, because when he got there, Pujols, I'm not saying he was great, but of course, Pujols is still a guy that at least could look at a pitch and be like, yo, that guy's serious, right? And then you can see hitting is like, ooh, wow, this guy's serious. And the Angels had nothing else. They was like, shit, we got to use whatever the hell we got, right? But again, what I feared, and I've said this about baseball overall, is that as more of these guys come up, either one, there's going to be less jobs, or there's going to be less money.
You didn't say this about Deebo Samuels when he was receiving and he was running the ball. He should get 2 contracts then.
He should have, but you know the NFL, they'll give you no contract, and you'll like it.
Ryan, if that's what they're doing, that is ingenious for real.
Yep. I was reading that. I'm like, they were saying, is Ohtani is he so phenomenal that he could get 2 contracts, one as a pitcher and one as a hitter? And I would say, why not?
Oh yeah.
You don't think the Dodgers would do that in a heartbeat?
The Yankees would do it.
Exactly.
I'm thinking that the problem is that Japan, Korea, and wherever else, these guys are out there, and somebody knows they're out there. They're just not letting America know until this gets done, and then they're just going to start dropping Randy Johnson / Barry Bonds on dudes. You're like, oh, shit, golly, gee. You know, when you got a dude that's doing both, and there are few of them. Because even in high-level Division I college baseball, they make dudes stop. So,
right.
You know, so it's just the game. It's the way we do things here. And unfortunately, going back to the WBC, where we think we're always right, rather than, open yourself up to different ideas. So that's the way I see it. I'm out on it. But, hey, it was a great tournament. And can't wait for the next one, y'all. And, we'll just have to do better to try to win it. And I think we will. So.
Gotcha. Thank you, DA. DA with baseball, MLB, and the World Baseball Classic. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Next we got NCAA. The Sweet 16 is upon us. Currently we got Kansas. Kansas is winning 80-75 with 145 left against Michigan State. Connecticut. No, is that the girls? No. Did I say Connecticut?
Wait, Kansas State is winning? You said Kansas State is winning?
Yeah,
Kansas State. Kansas is out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Kansas State is beat Michigan State 80-75 with 145 left. Then you got Gonzaga against UCLA. Well, Gonzaga showed their Cinderella slipper again this year. We'll see. Tennessee and FAU. I'm looking forward to that.
Heck yeah. Boca Raton, stand up, Kev.
Did you say?
I went to FAU, man.
No, yeah, you're an alumni. Yes, Ryan's alumni of
beat them by
FAU.
800 points tonight.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
before,
play tough.
before
But I rep H-Town though, so.
But before we get into that, D-Dubb has a side story. I didn't even know about this. D-Dubb, give me this about 5 minutes of this real quick. I know your screen is messed up, but
hey, it's just real quick because I'm employed with the University of Charlotte, right? Just put
UNC Charlotte, yes.
UNC Charlotte. And UNC Charlotte, Division I Conference USA team. And they're okay. They're not just not good enough to make it to next level, right? Okay.
As of now.
As of right now, right? Things could change, anything can happen. But with that being said, they went to this tournament. I had no idea that it was there. It just so happened to be on ESPN the other day. I was like, oh shoot, they on. And it's called the CBI. And I was like, well, what the hell is the CBI? So lo and behold, it's the College Basketball Invitational. And this invitational, the school has to pay roughly $27,000 in order to participate in this tournament. So you had, I think about 16 teams, I believe 16 teams that joined. Radford, San Jose State, Rice, Southern Utah,
27
Milwaukee.
grand.
Yes. And
wow.
The inaugural season was in 2008. I had no idea that this even existed because I always thought that it was the NCAA tournament, the NIT. I thought it stopped right there.
Garbage.
I thought it stopped right there.
Let me ask Ryan. Ryan, did you ever heard of this?
I haven't. No, first time ever hearing about it.
Yes.
Hot garbage.
So basically, this is these teams getting a trophy just to get a trophy.
Yes, and Charlotte won, by the way.
Your boys won.
They won. Congratulations, Coach Sanchez. He's a very, very nice gentleman, nice coach. Hopefully he'll come back and again they'll give him another deal or whatever the case is. But they actually won. They beat Eastern Kentucky 71-68 yesterday.
Guys, hold on. Hey guys, yeah, a side of hot garbage, please. Thank you.
So with that being said, I'm not really understanding the whole CBI. Me and the DA was talking about it, and we was like, well, it's kind of pointless. Yeah, right. And should they have just been practicing their skills? I don't know.
My question.
I don't know what was the point of this.
Now, whether you said it was on You said it was on TV.
It did. It made TV, made ESPN.
Were there people in the stands?
Very few. It was there. Yeah. It was crickets, but it wasn't like sold out.
Yeah.
It was very like maybe curtains all over, curtains pulled over
the
here.
Bubble.
Few people.
It was the bubble.
Few sprinkle people.
It was the bubble. They had like people with signs that looked like faces of people.
Right. So I have to do a little bit more on research on this one, but it just kind of it's only 16 teams, and
this is my.
It's only 16 teams. Oh wow, yeah.
For real.
Only 16 teams made it. So this title.
75
to
teams
this
in the NCAA tournament or whatever. 68, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then you got how many in the NIT? Another 32 teams.
32 NIT.
So that means. Motherfuckers, if you wasn't in the top 100 teams, you don't deserve to play in no damn tournament. You need to be fucking practicing. That's what you need to be doing. You need to be putting the ball through the basket. You need to be running 3-man weaves and getting your shit together. You don't need to be in no tournament.
Suicide.
You tell whoever put up the 27 grand, give it back. Don't spend it.
Shout out to my man V-Lac in the comments.
This is a waste of your $27,000. You can keep it, and we'll come back next year better. Period.
27,500 to be exact. Entry fee to participate.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Could have went to Wendy's with that fucking money and paid the team for the whole goddamn year. What stupid shit is that?
Again, shout out to my man V-Lac in the comments, man. Let's D-Dubb, thank you for finding that article. Like I said, I never heard of it. I know Ryan's a basketball enthusiast through and through, and Ryan has never heard of this. Never. So you go figure that out. So, like I said, let me move on to the NCAA, to the to that thing. Like I said, Kansas. Hey, it's 82-82. K-State and Kansas. Yeah, K-State and Michigan State is 82-82. Looks like they're going to overtime. Connecticut is beating Arkansas 59-33. Ooh. Like I said, Gonzaga and UCLA. Gonzaga usually around this time of year turns into a pumpkin. I'm gonna go ahead and take it away, bro. Go ahead.
Here's the thing with Gonzaga, though. That's when they were always the number 1 seed with all this hype. Now they're kind of under the radar. It wouldn't shock me, man, if they end up winning. I'm not the championship, but winning against UCLA. UCLA is really good, but they their best defensive player got hurt though. I think he ruptured his Achilles. Yeah, so that's gonna hurt them though. But it wouldn't surprise me, man, because there's no pressure on them now. That they finally, I mean, and let's be honest, man, they got to the national championship games a couple of times.
I did not think of that.
They did good. They did good. They just haven't won. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, a school like Gonzaga getting to, I mean, they have like the longest streak of going to the tournament.
So what do you think about? And I said this too. V-Lac said, "Hey, Gonzaga plays nobody yearly, I guess, during the year." What do you think about that?
Well, they said the same thing about Houston, who's the number 1 seed. They just said the same thing about FAU, and they're in the Sweet 16.
FAU's good. FAU's
good. Yeah.
I mean, who's in the Conference USA? I mean, it was them.
Or Charlotte.
Yeah. Now, mind you, though, the two teams are UAB. I think UAB and the other team.
UAB is another one.
Yeah, they're
UAB was good too. I watched both of those teams.
They're kicking ass. They're kicking ass in the NIT. You know what I'm saying? So
you know what's weird about that, and you're right. With both of those teams, right? So I still think the NCAA this tournament has a lot more to do with guard play than who you play all year. Though I believe that if you got good guards, I've seen teams that really weren't great teams almost win national championships.
Absolutely.
If you got a good backcourt. And I got every Connecticut team that's won a championship won because of their guards. Period.
Right.
Period. Like that was it. So you got hard guards coming in. It's hard to beat a team in this tournament because it's a one-day elimination and the ball is in the guard's hand the entire game, essentially.
Hence why Purdue got bounced quick.
Because they got an 8-foot dude and no guards.
So they can't get him the ball. 2, all you do is put him in screen and roll, or you attack him and he can't move his feet.
And he's a tree. He's 8 feet tall, man. He was starring in Lord of the Rings as that big tree beard, man. Dude didn't go nowhere, man.
But like V-Lac said in the comments, he says teams with good guards and veteran presence survive and thrive in the tournament. And that's absolutely correct.
Yes, that's true. But also just good guards. I'm with you, V-Lac. But no, when the first one that Connecticut won with my man from the BX, it was just him and a bunch of other freshmen.
Was it Kemba?
Kemba.
Yeah,
Kemba was a sophomore or something when he won that. Yeah. And then the next year, I think was the kid that was on the bench behind Kemba, who was a freshman, was a sophomore the next year, and they won it. So, I understand what you're saying. I get you. It's just, man, listen, man. You got good guards, you can do it. Cause it's
and you know what? And it's opposite in the women's bracket where you have South Carolina, man. I mean, man, Biggs. and Zaya Cook. You know what I'm saying? They had the one, but they had Zaya Cook as a nice guard, but I mean, they got bigs, man. You know, so
they're a problem. So.
I'm actually excited for the women's tournament. You know how I like my women's basketball.
Yes, we know how Ryan rocks. And the other games tomorrow night, as I try to pull up like I said, we got FA. Ryan, is FAU going to beat Tennessee? Your thoughts before I move on.
If I had to put my last money on it, I would say no. I'm rooting for them, but I think they lose to Tennessee. But do they have a shot? Of course they have a shot, but I think Tennessee is too physical. I mean, Tennessee punked Duke, man. I mean, punked them. Like they're like grown men playing in Tennessee. So, but I'm rooting for them, man. But it's gonna be a tough task. It's gonna be a tough task for them to beat Tennessee.
Got you. And tomorrow you got Alabama and San Diego State.
That's gonna be a good one.
You got your Cougars facing the Hurricanes of Miami.
I'm torn about that one, man. I did not want them to play each other, man, because you know, getting back to what they were saying, like, you know, Houston plays in a conference where they say it's not good, but Houston's the only team who is in top 10 in defense and top 10 in offense. So they go through scoring droughts a lot, but their defense is always there, and they have good guard play. They have Sasser and they have Shed. So you know, I think that's a good combination. And not only that, the Final Four is in Houston. So I know the NCAA is trying to get them to Houston, man. So hopefully they can get there and, you know what I'm saying, and bring back Phi Slamma Jamma. You know what I'm saying?
Phi Slamma Jamma, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
it's this though, man. Like Houston has been good for the last 8 years. Like,
man,
at least 5-6 years in a row.
Kelvin Sampson has done an unbelievable job. Unbelievable
they've
job.
been good for a minute, man. You know, this kid named Rob Gray, North Carolina cat, nice.
Yeah, nice.
He was on the starting crew that started them getting nice again. And
exactly,
they've been recruiting, and they've had a nice little crew for a few years now. So,
absolutely, man. Yeah,
like, they're not sneaking up on nobody.
No. Nah. And I believe they're going to the Big 12 next year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They're going to the Big 12. Yeah, they're going to the Big 12 next year. So that whole they don't play nobody stuff is, you know, you can, you know, toss that, man. Yeah, but but Kelvin Sampson, he's built a nice culture over there, man. And the team is, you know, even like former players come back and support. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But I did not want them to play UM, man. Like Miami scores better than them. I believe Miami offensively is better. But Houston defensively is better, so it's I don't know. I'm torn about that one, man. I told my brother this, Kev. I said the winner out of Houston's gonna win the national championship.
Wow. Well, that's a hot take there, homie.
That's a hot take. The winner of Houston.
That will be on the clip.
Yeah, the winner out of Houston will win the national championship.
Okay. Ryan has said it. Yo, we said no hot takes, but he's going.
Sorry about that.
He's on it.
He go. No. I appreciate your honesty. Yeah. As DA always say, he's 10 toes deep with it, right?
Yeah.
10 toes
down. I'm call my bookie right now and get 10 toes with you.
Let me go to the other games on tomorrow night. Creighton plays Princeton. We talked about Princeton's intelligent offense.
It's not the same offense, man. It's not like they running Pete Gorill's freaking offense like God.
They still running that?
No. Man. It's been killing me, man. When like stereotypes happen not just to black people, they happen to white people.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Let me get this last game in Texas. Number 2 will play Xavier tomorrow. So we'll see. Good tournament so far.
Yeah.
A lot of
is that 92-92 in overtime?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. They just scored 8 points in 8 seconds.
Wow.
Yes, 92-92 between Kansas State and Michigan State. They got a good one. UConn, like I said, is beating Arkansas 65-43. Gonzaga will play UCLA at 9:45 tip-off. and FAU will begin.
Let's go, Owls!
Will face Tennessee at 9:00 Eastern Standard Time. Let me get another college thing in here before we get out of here. A couple more things I want to go over. Rick Pitino said he's about to put the St. John's basketball team back on the map. Let me read a little something real quick. This is Dean Stracker from 24/7 Sports. But Rick Pitino is once again a head coach in the Big East Conference after he was hired as St. John's head men's basketball coach. The 70-year-old Pitino, who won national titles with Kentucky and Louisville, spent the last 3 seasons at Iona. There he posted a 64-22 record and guided the Gales to 2 NC tournament appearances. Now he takes on a new challenge right back in his native New York City. Rick Pitino's journey filled with ups and downs. The highs included the aforementioned titles with Louisville, and then one that featured the NCAA vacating the title Pitino captured with the Cardinals in 2013. That move is the one that will leave a sour taste in Pitino's mouth.
Hey, man.
Let me just start off with DA, because me and DA talked about this extensively let me just give my first take on it. St. John's has not been good.
What take? What? Who? What?
No, just my take.
Okay, all right.
Take our take or whatever.
Not I hate the first take though.
No,
not third take.
I'm going to fine you for saying that word on this.
Well, you said it first.
I didn't say. I said my take.
No, you said first take. Yeah. We'll go back to the take though. Okay.
But it made me forget my thought. How St. John's was back in the days, back in the 90s, where they was one of the preeminent powers in the Big East, and when the Big East was the Big East, I don't know what they got now, but the Big East with Georgetown, with Syracuse, with what's my people in New Jersey, UConn and Seton Hall, and all, the Big East was something during this time of the year, going to Madison Square Garden and going to the Big East tournament, paying $10 to get in and watch games for the days and nights. St. John's was very good. They didn't win a national, but Louis Conasecca had St. John's, in the mix all the time. Now times have changed. Things have changed. I'll give it to DA on what you think Rick Pitino is going to do with this team, or if he can do anything with it.
I hope he can, because I'm a New Yorker. I don't think he can because I'm a New Yorker. Right? The reality is this, man. Like I said, I've learned a lot, and things can change.
Yes.
But like, cats don't go away to school to go to college in the hood. Like, where the campus is located is not the best place. The Big East is not what it used to be.
Nope, I said that.
Even New York City basketball, meaning to say, it's not that kids can't play, but a lot of the best high school kids in New York actually go away to school in Jersey and here and there and other places. Like, there's like, you'll see more 6'7", 6'8" cats catching the Metro North or downtown, and then catching the train across the bridge to Don Bosco Prep or St. Peter's or Paramus this or that, than staying at a St. Raymond's or Boys and Girls or Cardinal Hayes or whatever. There's always going to be great players in New York City. And if he can get them, I think he'll have a chance. It's just, in college basketball, you have to get them and keep them at least for a year or two so you can gel some type of team that can win against the rest of the country. And that, I don't think, is going to happen in New York. I think that's probably a task that's a little bit too hard, to not recruit kids, but to recruit kids and keep them in your program long enough to win a national championship. That may be a really tall order in New York City.
Oh, let me interject. Yeah, I was just reading an article with Newsday how he said he already has his coaching staff recruiting in the New York City area and in the New Jersey area, going out to California. But he said he's going to try to concentrate in the New York City, the tri-state area. Shout out to the tri-state area. Love y'all guys.
I'm sure he's going to try to. Yeah. And I'm sure they're going to recruit, because everybody recruits. Mm-hmm. But look, Pitino, you're recruiting New York City. Calipari's recruiting New York City. Like, everybody's recruiting New York City. So it's not like he's going to be doing it by himself.
Right.
And it's not like his name, even with these kids today, winning a championship at Louisville a few years ago, wasn't that long ago, but they vacated the chip. The only cat from New York City, where they had that Spider Mitchell and they had my man Russ Ridiculous, we're on that team, and we're at that school. So I don't even know if the kids today even know who they were besides YouTube, right? So It can happen, right. But like I said, it's a tall order. I wish it does, but the dude is also 70 years old. So that's part 3 in our equation, is that he's 70 freaking years old. Yes. So it's getting kids, getting kids to go to school at St. John's, which I'm not saying is a bad school, getting them to stay long enough to have a cohesive team to win a championship, and to do that at 70 years old. Yeah, it's a tall order. That's all. Yeah.
The facilities for kids means a lot now these days. Let me get D-Dubb's take on this, sir. What's
also NIL deals mean a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead, D-Dub.
Yeah, I mean, nice try, but I don't see, I don't see nothing that's going to happen and come out of this, other than he might bring along coaches and help them develop, and other than that, I mean, he might pull something together. But I mean, he could coach. Now let's not act like the man. But he's, like DA alluded, 70 years old. I don't, how much energy, how much fire does he have to coach these little young kids and to get them up? I don't know. I mean, I'm evidently he still has the love for it.
Yes,
it's not, he could do anything else in the world. So I'm assuming that he's motivated by wanting to coach. So, but I just don't see it. Maybe NIT. Maybe he get him NIT.
But, okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Ryan, your thoughts on Pitino?
First of all, I mean, he has more chances and more lives than Puss in Boots, man. Golly, he getting another job, dog.
Another job.
But here's the thing though. Like you said, he can coach. He is a name. He's an old school coach, and with Boeheim retiring, Coach K retiring, maybe that's an appealing draw to a kid who wants to get coached by a legend. So that could probably work in their favor. But the age is concerning. But listen, man, it's a new age.
Yeah.
And if you don't have NIL money, you're not getting the kids.
Yeah.
You're not getting the kids, man. If you don't have the NIL money, hey, it's not a coincidence that the University of Miami, who probably has the deepest pockets when it comes to NIL money, their basketball team is in the Sweet 16. I mean, their men's team and their women's teams in the Sweet 16. They hit that transport portal hard, bro.
Right. If you ain't got the internet, I don't think none of these kids are coming to that St. John's where you could go to some beautiful school, and
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. I mean,
and these kids are getting a bag.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
Good for them.
Queens Boulevard or Coral Gables?
I'm just saying, man. I've been in the hood all my life, and I'm gonna go to school. I mean, come on.
And there's a lot of schools that are in the hood. Like there's a lot of campuses that are in the hood.
But D, you know the difference. You know what I'm talking about. There's a difference.
Southern California, right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
but it looks different, and these kids,
right.
You ain't never been nowhere. Man, this looks great.
Well, that's why Felipe Lopez could have went to St. John's or UCLA. And he went to UCLA.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Right?
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Yeah, so,
change your environment. I got to get. Let me go somewhere. Let me see something. I never got out there. I never even went to New Jersey. I never even been across the bridge. I never been standing out. I gotta see something different.
Hey, Vlad, your boy Baycott will probably be at UNC for his 15th year because I don't think he's going to the NBA. So if he ain't going G League, Baycott can be back again.
Yeah, I think
his eligibility.
I think he announced it. I think he announced he was coming back.
Yeah, that's what V-Lactor said. So that's what he'll be back for his 6th, 7th year. He'll be there as long as Hubert Davis will take him. So
man, what happened with them, man? They went from being in a national championship game to not even making the tournament. We're basically the same team.
Guards were not as good. They thought Leaky Black was not the starting guard they thought he would be. Not that he couldn't play.
Right.
It just wasn't what the guards were the year before. That were like guys that would put the team on their back when things went wrong. I forget the point guard's name now, but he, again, when things went bad, he would, without a doubt, put the team on his back for 10, 15, 10 points in a row, like 5 shots, like damn, So yeah, that's last year they had that guy.
Yeah,
right. Had that guy.
Right. Before we get out of here, well, very good show, by the way. Good show. Thank you guys for everything. Before we get out of there, I do want to acknowledge this real quick, and I put it on the thing. A sad somber note, but just give Willis Reed, the legendary captain with the New York Knicks. He passed away a couple days ago. Willis Reed was before most of our times. He won 2 NBA championships with the Knicks. He was also a 7-time All-Star. He also won 1 MVP back in 1970 when they beat the Lakers, and the Knicks beat the Lakers in the championship in the NBA Finals. They did it twice in the early 70s, and those 70. All right, let you get it. In those 70, those New York Knicks teams had a lot of battles with the Lakers, with the Washington Bullets at the time. I must say, a couple other teams, man. But Willis Reed, he was definitely noted for that coming out the tunnel when he was hurt. And I believe I forgot what game it was, but coming out the tunnel, and he was hurt. He made a couple of baskets, and that was it. And he catapulted the Knicks to the championships. And I wasn't even around to see that. So wasn't even here yet. But hey, sleep in peace to one of the greatest, the 50 all-time and the most 75 on the all-time NBA list. DA, I know you got something to say on this real quick. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, man, God bless you. The man was a great basketball player, not a good one. Held it down for us and was at least for the Knicks, was an ambassador to the rest of the NBA for us, like for years.
Yes, it was.
We were kind of like in the between 1972 and 73 to like when Patrick got there, like we were like Truck Robinson, like that's who we were. So
Marvin Webster.
Yeah. Hey, human eraser, baby. Don't take nothing from my man. But yeah.
Michael Ray Richardson.
Yeah, my Sugar Ray, baby.
The state moves on.
Trent Tucker.
Yeah.
But the reality was that he was a elder statesman and sleep in peace, bro.
Yes.
And that's basically it as far as Mr. Reed, man. God bless you, man. And hopefully, my thing is that we can go back to the days of not saying guys being at his skill level, but guys loving the game and wanting to give up as much to play.
Facts.
Meaning to say, as the guys back in the days that were hurt and still, went out there and at least tried to do something, right? So that's kind of what we all look for as fans of the sport today, is for the guys that we watch to go to work sick like we do from time to time. So that being said.
Thank you, sir. Ryan, real quick on Willis Reed, and I'm gonna give it to D-Dubb. He's gonna do Willis Reed and do a little boxing before we get out of here. Go ahead.
Just rest in peace to an icon, to a legend. So he brought 2 championships to New York, which is huge. Like DA said, him coming out the tunnel. I believe it was a game 7, and he was just respected. So much respect to him, and rest in peace.
Thank you, sir. D-Dubb, I'll give it to you real quick before we get our partner shots.
Yeah, shout outs to the great man, Knick legend, Willis Reed, man. I mean, when you think about Willis Reed, I know I always hear the old guys, before us talk about how that team was Willis Reed, Dave the Busher, Walt Frazier, all those guys.
Yes.
That's a iconic Knick team.
Jackson. Yes.
Phil Jackson, the rest of them boys.
Tricky Dick Barnett.
Yes, Dick Barnett. I mean, you got names on top of names on top of names that those guys were
Holtzman, the coach.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, great. And I'm hoping and praying to God that our generation gets a chance to see the Knicks.
We good. Not yet.
Get that. You know what I'm saying? Our true Knick fans. That's ride or die all day long, never switching up. But
the greatest fans ever, man.
Yo, shout out, but shout outs to Willis Reed and his family.
Yes.
God bless. And it's he's 80 years old. He lived a great life.
Gotcha. What you got in the boxing tip, real before we get out of here, bro?
Yo, before we get out of here, hey, we got a good one this weekend. Saturday, March 25th. We got David Benavidez against Caleb Plant. Now, don't let Caleb Plant. Do not sleep on this man. This man got power in those hands, boy. But David Benavidez is also a great, good boxer. You should be in for. If I was a promoter, this one right here. I would try to get y'all to buy this one. This one is going to be a good one. You wouldn't. Yeah, you wouldn't. You're not going to be. Sorry, if you do pay for it, you're not going to be disappointed. I think this is going to be a good one. That's Saturday, March 25th. So tune in. Showtime pay-per-view. Also, we got a couple. Shakur Stevenson. He will be fighting April 8th. He's fighting some dude named Yoshino. I don't remember this dude, but anyway, that's April 8th, and the big one after that one will be Gervonta Tate Davis, Saturday, April 22nd against Ryan Garcia. That's going to be another one that you won't be sorry if you pay for it.
Gotcha. Appreciate that, D-Dubb. D-Dubb boxing. He's our boxing guy, correspondent, MMA also. Good show, great show tonight as always. Ryan, thank you so much, my brother, for coming through.
Yes, sir.
NBA, appreciate you.
With the NBA, man, I was about to fire everybody in the NBA and on the text this morning, man. I said, let me get Ryan, make sure Ryan get in here, boy.
I got you, man.
The DA, man, he's like, boy, man, what I gotta do? Kev is on this thing this morning.
Kev was fired up.
Yeah, we good. Yo, Juwan Howard's son, man. All right, just let you know.
What's
New
up?
York Knicks, that's where we need to draft. That boy can shoot that thing. And he's 6'8". We just need a shooter. We don't need to get no free agent. Just draft good. We'll be good.
Nah, I think staying the course, doing what we're doing. I think.
Hold on, Kev. I'm sorry. One more. The New York Giants picked up Jamison Crowder, wide receiver.
This must have been this afternoon. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Good move.
Okay. Good move.
Good move.
Yeah. All right, G-Man. All right.
Sneaky good moves.
Sneaky good moves, yes.
Okay. Good move. Part shots real quick. I'll give it to Ryan first. What you got for us before we get out of here, Ryan?
Man, hey guys, just thank you for having me again, man. It's always a pleasure talking, NBA with you guys, sports, and just fellowshipping, man. It's beautiful, man. I appreciate it. See you next time. Thank you.
Oh, no shout out to FA, no shout out to the FAU Owls.
Shout out to the FAU Owls. You know what I'm saying? Boca Raton.
He got them going to the finals.
Hey, Sweet 16, but I do have those Houston Cougars. Number 1 in the nation, baby. Let's go. Number 1. Houston Cougars winning it all. Let's go.
All right.
Kansas just beat Michigan State. Yep.
Yes.
So that's it. D-Dubb.
Kansas State. Excuse me. D-Dubb, what you got for us as we get out?
I ain't got too much heavy, man. You guys we had a great show today. Appreciate Ryan coming through as always. Mr. Other fellas. We'll see them next week. And yo, everybody, y'all be good, man. Sports Chasers Podcast. Yo, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.
That's right. We on it. DA, what you got, bro?
Hey, me and Ryan did not disagree a bunch today, so this was a good day. I'm going to play the
That's
lottery.
right.
Yeah, I'm going to play my lottery, get my money on. So
don't forget to go to your bookie and put down Miami.
Oh no, I already got that. That's done. I already texted him. Y'all see me?
No, I said the winner. Yeah,
well, I put them both down on odds, $100 a piece. You know. It's, hey, listen, we good money. We good, but the thing is that both teams were both pretty good this year, so it's not like you're gonna get 20-1 on those. Not this point in time. But as you told me this a few weeks ago, woo.
Houston was actually the favorite coming in the betting odds. Yeah,
we wouldn't have got nothing, but that U of M thing could give me, some car payment money. So, but with that being said, right? Thank you for coming. My brothers that are not here, miss you. Take care, everyone. And listen, the world is bigger than just what you see. Read a book, take a trip, open your eyes, man. Life is good as long as you are here to live it. That's my word, Joe. Peace.
Thank you, DA, for those comments, man. Those parting shots, man. My parting shots only, man. Hey, great show as always. As usual, shout out to my man V-Lock in the comments, man. Make sure you like, click, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're on the podcast tip, we're on all major podcast platforms. Just do the search of Sports Chasers Podcast. Boom, we'll pop up. You can go to live to our last shows. We also do a live Instagram on. We try and do it every Wednesday, so we done it Wednesday and Mondays. Well, we talk to our past guests. Our past guests come on Instagram Live. We talk to them what they've been doing since that last Instagram Live. So we got one coming up this Monday with Miss Kelly Tessany. She was on with us a couple of weeks ago. She's made a couple of changes, and she's going to tell us, what's going on with her on the sports tip, man. Also, hey, the guys on this podcast, we some journalists on here for sure. Hey, the DA got a really good piece of journalistic thing coming out. It'll be on this Monday. So, hey, if you want to hear this piece, see this piece, you're going to have to subscribe to our newsletter. The only way to do that is go to our webpage, scroll down, put your email in there, and you'll get my newsletter. You'll get D-Dubb's newsletter on boxing. You'll get Dan's things on hockey. And I won't say what DA got saying, but he's got something real good. It's like 20 pages. I'm lying. I'm joking, but it
was, but you gotta it. And, Kev, the editor, J. Jonah Jameson there.
Jay Jonah,
yeah, cut your shit down. 20 pages to 1 page. Spider-Man's a menace. That's Jay Jonah right there. So,
Jonah. Man, I had a fun. Love you, brothers, man. So, like I said, subscribe to the newsletter. Make sure you click, and subscribe to our channel. Also, like I said, we're on all major podcast platforms. I love doing this. This is what I live for on Thursday nights. Just talking about sports with my brothers, and just hashing up, man. This is really good time. So I really appreciate it. Ryan, as usual, my brother. Thank you. Salute to you, my friend. Appreciate you coming to being our NBA contributor. Every time I call on Ryan's like, yo, I'm here. So Ryan's got it. I thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Hey, shout out to the brothers in their absence. Dan, who's not with us tonight. Mike Mills, who's not with us tonight. And the angry one, James Eric. He's not with us tonight, man. So, but hey, we're going to make it do what it do. Hey, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren. For Ryan D'Souza, our NBA contributor. For Daryl D-Dubb Warren. For the DA.
Yes, sir.
I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator with the Sports Chasers Podcast. Y'all be good, be great. Have a great weekend. Y'all be good. God bless. See y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.